Alright guys, and welcome to the, let's say, normal, exclusive overview video. It's Monday, it's the day before we have the DLC and the 1.8 update of Planet Coaster available for you guys to download. And yeah, I'm so happy and so glad that I had the opportunity to get the pre-release again, to have my, just having my fingers on it already and preparing some stuff for you guys. Obviously, for those who have already clicked on the other videos, which are also uploaded right now, the vlog, they do know what I meant with preparing stuff for you. This is more like the usual video, the normal video, if you guys want to see it in this kind of video, and I'm trying to make it very compact, very short, to show you all the new things of the 1.8 update and of the DLC all in one video. I'm not going to split that this time, and I'm really trying to go quickly through it so that you guys get a great overview. If you want to see it more in detail, I would highly suggest to watch the both of the vlogs I made for today and for you guys to enjoy, and I really hope that you guys do enjoy. So let's start right away with, oh, by the way, this beautiful area is from Rudi. He won the summer competition yesterday, so he owns already one of the DLC codes you can win. He can just drop it in tomorrow morning already because he won it in this little competition. So I'm going to do some more in the future, so stay tuned, and hopefully you can win something as well. And yeah, you can win also one, by the way. Just click the link down below in the description and find out more how to win a code. But now let's find out what we have with the 1.8 update. So the first thing we need is, oops, why did I click escape? We are going to start with the most easy but also most amazing changes in my mind from the 1.8 update. This is a change in the whole interface and in the way how we browse through the scenery browser and stuff. So usually what you had before the 1.8 update was this. It looks pretty similar to this one, but what you could do, you could just click some filters and then go in and say, for example, property and triggable, and it shows you all the triggable assets. But let's say you wanted only to have the triggable objects from the adventure pack. You couldn't do that before, so now you can actually choose more filters at once, and they will kind of add to this breadcrumb thing down here. So if we go here and let's say, as I just said, I wanted to have it from the adventure pack, I'm just clicking the adventure pack, and you can see it's only showing me from the adventure pack. And now let's say I want to have it only from a brand. Oh, wait, a brand wouldn't make anything sense. Is there anything else I could just click in? Yeah, let's put it, I just want it for grassland. Then nothing is happening because grassland doesn't fit the filter right now. You can just declick grassland and you get back the filters, and you can say, okay, I don't want to have all the triggable assets, I want to have only the adventure assets. And now you can say I want to have all the nature assets, and I want to have all the new trees from the adventure pack, and bam, there you go. It's all the new trees you have from the adventure pack. You say, okay, I want to see the planters, no new planters, but flowers, no new flowers. But if you can say, for example, it was the vintage pack and I want to see only the new flowers from the vintage pack, there are none. So you can just click and so on. The coolest thing about this is you can even do your own custom tag, and you can see I have already made my Rudi tag, and if I want to say, okay, I want to have this asset always in my Rudi, I just click on here, and on the right hand side in the overview you can just scroll down now and you see which tags this thing has, and you can add an existing tag and then you can select the Rudi tag. So now this is selected as a Rudi piece. Now it does, it would appear if you have the tag Misc, if you have the tag Adventure, the freeform props, or Rudi. So now let's try this and just go into custom tags, click Rudi, and you see there's only this one and another one made already as a test. So, and if you like those things, you can just easily click on this little star icon on the right hand side and it becomes a favorite, and you see there is a new favorite tab over here and all your favorites are in here. So it's pretty handy. You still get the recent one, you still get all the other ones as you're used to, but now you have really a lot of different filters you can use, and I think this is a great new thing to add. And if we are working with the, let's say, UI at the moment, I'm going to show you one more thing which is also very nice, and let's do it, yeah, let's just do it with one of these things here. They're pretty big, so that should be fine. So I'm going to put that thing down, and usually when we wanted to recolor something, we have this glow around here, see? So this little outline, I should call it, and the slight bright overlay we have over the piece to make sure that we know that this is, you know, selected. So if I click on the bench, for example, you have the outline here and so on. In the old game, it was like this. If you wanted to recolor it, this would stay here. But as you can see, in the moment I select the color, it stops having the outline. As soon as I hit OK, the outline is back here. This is very handy because so you can really see how it looks like later on without having the issues to really kind of guess which kind of color it will be in the end. So pretty handy. It makes a lot of things easier in my opinion, because yeah, it's just a very, very good update on this hand side. So then there is something else we need to look into, and I'm going to put that here, I guess. Let me just quickly flatten the terrain over here, because we're gonna use this space over here to do something else. Just quickly smooth it, so there we go. And I'm going to my blueprints. Oh, actually I could go to shops and facilities and give in the filter. Let's say, well, do we have restaurants already in here? Oh yeah, we have. So what we can do is we can go in here and use the Parkside Cafe, which is a nice modern looking one. That's why I'm going to use it. Where's the entrance though? I'm just putting it down like here. I hope this is working. So where is the entrance? Is it here? Oh yeah, there's the entrance. So I should have, you know what, I'm just putting it down again because I'm a lazy person. So there we go. Let's put it down like this. And is it the right height? It is. Boom, there we go. We have a restaurant in the game, and restaurants pretty much work like pretty much easily like hotels. You have the entrance where people can go in, you can't really see anything else, and within that building you see all the little cubes you can add to it, and each individual cubes adds 4 tables for 4 people, and you know, people are going already in. The cool thing is you can actually expand it, and you can put in live music, and you can make kind of, you know, restaurant menu, which is also pretty cool because you have all the brands available in here and can set the same prices for all restaurants in the park, or make your park in your own way how you want it. And you can see people are even queuing up for the restaurant, which is a bit annoying but also kind of realistic, I guess. Is he going to pee inside the hotel, the restaurant then? Oh no, he still doesn't need to pee. So, okay. Yeah, that's a very important new thing in the new update. And then we have something which is pretty cool. And these guys over here, like the little operator guys, the right ticket booth guys, we couldn't recolor those in the past. So what we can do now is we can basically recolor them. But even more important is, and this is why I need to go over here to a little flat right, this is our little operation guy over here. We couldn't recolor him in the past, but now we can. So if we go to customize, you see, oops, you can, wait, can I just select him? Wait a second. I think it's this guy over here. Usually there should be the little info that is this guy, but it is pretty much this guy. Let me just show you. This is the cap, which we're going to recolor right now. This is the shirt, so we can make it also greenish. And let's put that in green as well, that it fits the style of the ride. And now we go. So that's cool. We can also recolor the operation guys. This is very handy. Also a long demanded feature which is now implemented into the game. I think that's a really good implementation, because that was really annoying thing that people didn't actually like. So yeah, also a very solid update for the 1.8 update of Planet Coaster. I hope that I now covered everything which is new. Oh no, there's one more thing. There is one more thing, and this can be shown by going into this ride, and now I'm going to close that so I can show you. We have the operation mode of a coaster, and usually you could only select down here that which is yeah, there we go. You could just select if you want to block a station or if you don't. So if you want to block a station, you easily go in and you know, put it just check that check mark over here. But now you can also select standard, block section, and lapping. So very easy. Lapping is very cool. So if we go number of laps, we just say 2, and then we can also select the upper right and do the same. So it still is dueling. Let's put that on test and that on test. And so these two can test for a while. People need to go out now. Let me just quickly increase the speed of the game, and at the same time I'm going to drink something. Alright, I don't even know why the coasters are not going to start right now. Where's the other one though? Why don't they start? Test seems to be running. Okay. Do I have to go into the coaster chain and let's say test for both? Maybe they test right now. Okay, so that was the issue for whatever reason. Okay, so now let's keep them driving for a second. And now we wait for them until they are in the station. There we go, and now we go in normal speed, and you can see what's happening right now is they are going into the station as usual, but they are not stopping in the station. They are going right through the station into the next map. I mean, obviously they now, you know, the dueling effect is a little bit gone because they are not perfectly aligned in the station, so that's something they don't adjust, which is a bit of a pity. But hey, you know, that's something we can do on our own by just having the brake runs a bit better. But I'm just going to show you right now, if we just increase the speed a bit, the blue car is catching up, which is pretty awesome, because then we have a dueling effect again, which is not as good as it is usual, because they go pretty much similar in the station. But as you can see now, I'm just going to show you that it is working just how it is supposed to work. Now the coaster goes into the station and stops. So that's pretty cool. So you can increase the time of a coaster by just letting it make 2 laps. The only issue though is that for such a coaster, it's not really a good thing, because it is long enough. So like the capacity of the ride would be pretty bad actually. But the cool thing about this is, if you have, for example, a kids coaster, let's say you have a small kids coaster and it's very small and very short, you can increase the time of let's say the ride time in general by simply giving it 2 or 3 laps, which is pretty cool. That is also a long demanded feature. But that's all about 1.8. Now let's go into the update, or the DLC update, the DLC whatever. We are starting right in the front of the park, and you can see there's one change I made to Jordi's park, and he gave me the park with the monorail over here, but I didn't like the monorail because there is something more awesome right now, and this is the polarity, which is actually the people mover, let's call it that way. This is basically inspired, like really incredibly inspired by the people mover. What is going on with those people in here? So alright, I see. Let's see if they are more happy if I do this. Yeah, they seem to be more happy right now. Seriously. Anyways, the people mover is a new transport ride. It is unmanned. Well, it is manned right now because people are in, but as you can see, there is no operation guy, no train lead or whatsoever in here, and it propels the people through the park on the magnetic field. I just love how the doors open, and it is super awesome because these canopies above the one, as you can see over here as well and over this hand side, those are not custom made. They are part of the coaster, so you can choose in the settings whether you want to have it with canopy or without, and then it automatically creates the canopy. You can even choose if you want to have pillars on both sides or only on one side, either way, on the right or on the left hand side. You can obviously, as always, recolor everything. You can recolor the cars, you can recolor the canopies, and so on and so forth. A very, very awesome new ride, if you ask me. It's very, very cool. It gives a super nostalgic feel, and yet a very retro futuristic piece for the game, which is super, super awesome. So let's continue our quick view of the update. This is our new food course over here, which is with all the 10 new brands, and let's go through all these brands for a second. So we have the Sugary Emporium, which is super cool, which is I guess it's the UK brand. Then we have the Haya Sushi, which is also super amazing. Then we have, which is Japan, by the way. We have Gelato. It's the Gelateria de Maria. It's obviously Italian, super awesome Italian food. We have the Burrito Bonanza, the Mexican food, which is very, yeah, it could be a bit spicy, if you ask this guy. We have a big burrito line in here. So every set of these little shops comes with a new little set of pieces, which is super cool because it really fits the style. Then we have the Chow Man Chow, which is the Chinese one, Chinese noodles. Oh, I love this one, honestly. We have the, oh god, I can't, Sugaria del Sol. It's Sugaria. I mean, I know what it should sound like, but I can't. It's the Sugaria del Sol. A super amazing Spanish one. On the right-hand side of the Spanish Sugaria del Sol, we do have the meat skewers from Dune Delight. Dune Delight is a super awesome brand because I guess it's American. It should be American. I'm just quickly changing the settings for a second. I don't know what's going on with the textures in the background, so I am just checking if they're coming back to me now. Not really. I had this issue last time with the preview as well, so that will be fixed tomorrow for you guys. The textures are a bit off in here. I had that issue last time as well. I don't know, it's something with the preview, so it's definitely fine for you tomorrow. Unfortunately, so otherwise I could have showed it to you a bit better. But anyhow, it's Dune Delight. Dune Delight is, as I said, the American one. We are just going again a little bit further into the next one, which is Just Ribbon. Okay, there are a few puns hidden in here. I'm not going to explain them, but I found them very amazing. So just as a side note, Just Ribbon, the American brand of our World Fair pack. Then we have Le 27, which is the 27, and it's super cool. I love the baguettes in the background, and some French food is always amazing. Obviously, my fellow German friend as the last one. It's Professor Bratwurst. It's Professor Wurst. Eine gute Bratwurst kann jedem helfen, einen schönen Tag zu haben. Oder die gute Stadionwurst. Anyways, back to English. It's very hard actually to speak German and English after each other. Anyhow, this is all the new brands, and obviously all of these come with a dedicated vending machine. You can see them over here. Dune Delight, the Burrito Bonanza, Chow Man Chow. Also a nice pun in there, by the way. Sugaria del Sol is also in here. Gelateria del Maria is also in here. We have the Sugary Emporium, Professor Wurst vending machine. We have the Levant set, the Just Ribbon, and Haya Sushi is also available. So quite a lot of stuff regarding food alongside the restaurants that have been implemented anyways. Oh, by the way, I have chosen to use a coaster as railing over here, and I thought it worked out pretty well, to be honest. Gonna use that in the future a bit more often, I guess. So, but let's continue. That's not all what the DLC offers, because there is a new coaster, and this coaster is called, actually there are two coasters because of these two different car types or train types that are introduced. It's the Gixxer and the Interceptor. I have no idea which is which from both, but I'm quite confident that this should be the Gixxer, obviously, and that's the Interceptor. Makes sense in terms of how the cars look, because obviously we have one more police-oriented one and one more like the sports motorcycle one, which is a bit like a Tron. Actually, not that modern, so to say, but yeah, very cool. Very amazing. I like those two trains, but what I like even more is that we get a new track type, and this is pretty much inspired by the new gen Vekoma rides, such as the Lesh coaster in Poland. And I was trying already which different car types are fitting onto it, and unfortunately it's only the Tiamat. Is it the Tiamat? I guess it is the Tiamat. Let me just quickly check in here. Oh, it's the Venice. It's the Venice, yeah, because the Venice is the other the other coaster which we can use on a hydraulic launch. That's actually a little bit of a bummer for me. This coaster unfortunately only has a hydraulic launch. There's no such a thing like a chain lift or something, because that would have been awesome, but unfortunately it isn't. And then there one last thing we have to talk about, and this is, and I'm just going to show you guys this over here. I don't want to be placing it all down, because you guys, you know, you will see what this all is about and can judge it from yourself. I'm going to plop down some of them though. Let me just quickly go into content pack and go into the World's Fair, and there we go, and just open it. So you see, these are not too many items. A few of them you've already seen, because I placed all these signs next to the little food stalls, and obviously you have all these kind of things. We have some nice kind of dragons over here. I'm just going to show you two different sizes. We have some nice archways in two different sizes. So basically a few little things. We have a nice crown, a bigger crown for our UK fans, I guess. We have a big barbecue ribbon. So all these pieces are not too... I like the gondola, I have to say. The gondola is really amazing. This is a nice piece I think we can use. Otherwise we have the big tomato. We have some signs. And we have a lowrider for the US friends. But it's not that huge. It's solid, I would call it. We have one new bin, we have one more fence, we have one more bench, and we have one more picnic table. So like every aspect is kind of done. What is amazing though is we have a new tree, and we have a new small plant, and we have a new kind of bigger plant, so to say. So these three things are pretty awesome, I have to say, and really usable, like an indoor kind of palm tree, which is sizably okay. Then we have a little tree we can use on main streets, because in terms of size it's still okay. And we have this little bay tree, which unfortunately is glued to this little pot over here. So I would have loved if we get this also without the pot. But yeah, anyways, we can stick that in the ground, you know, or like into another pot. That should work as well. But yeah, that's basically about the scenery pieces we have now. But also we have a bunch, and I believe both said 180 new pieces, or maybe 160s, but you know, around that kind of number. We have also, oops, not vintage, it is the World's Fair. If we open that one, you have, not for every new area we got, because some of them we had obviously already, but there's pretty much a very solid number of new items. We have a lot of retro futuristic diner wall sets over here, a nice diner sign. We have some, you know, nice freeform elements we can put. And what we have, and I'm going to show you this right now, because that's pretty awesome, I have to say. Let me just choose which wall do I choose? Let's take this wall, the Roman wall. This is basically like the from Matrix, when, like, is it the gazebo, or how's it called, where Neo is fighting against Morpheus? This is basically what I built back then on my Matrix coaster, if I remember correctly. Anyways, what I wanted to show you is we have some more new doors, and those doors are very, very nice, and I'm going to show you quickly why. So yeah, each of these doors is a single door, which is pretty cool, and you have always a dedicated archway which is fitting this the form of it, so you can fit the door through, which is super amazing, because if we take, for example, that one, no, that's not the one I wanted. Where's the other Moroccan one? I can't find it right now. It should be somewhere in here. It's the adobe wall. It's not what I wanted. Oh, there we go. That's the one. It's the Moorish wall. So if I put that down here, and I'm going to choose this one, you can see that the door is perfectly fitting into it, which I think is a nice job. They did a really nice job also in listening to us, because I'm going to show you in a second. There we go. And now I need to delete the filter and go for my little friend, the archer, to show you that these doors are, if I can plop him down, finally the doors are in a great size. Because if I go back to the system, the building one over here, going to delete that quickly. and show you some of the old doors, I can already show you what the problem was. So if we go, for example, to this door, look at this. That's gigantic. It's huge. It's way too huge. Also, the kind of backstage door, it's also way too huge. I mean, that's maybe alright, but it is too big. It's not in size. Also, do we have some more old doors? The Gothic castle door, still, yeah, okay. I mean, you could argue for a castle, it's okay, but in general, the old doors were all too big. So, which is also new is a classic door, which is a bit high, but in terms of width, they are all a lot better. So if you compare that, for example, to those, it's, yeah, doors are just better because they're they're just smaller and nicer to use. And I just have to say, great job Frontier, because that's what we needed, a bunch of new doors. So it doesn't look that much, but actually the update is more than solid, because there are so many things we've been missing for ages. And yeah, that's maybe one thing we have to put in, because it is so great. So what we have, obviously, we have now some incredibly nice looking Japanese or like Asian looking roofs. And if I remember correctly how many pieces Sylph and I did use in Garuda, for example, this was hilariously many pieces, and you know, it was not even looking that nice. So these things will change the way how we behave with Asian sets. I mean, look at this, how easy it is to create a nice looking Asian roof tile over here. So you also have these smaller ones, which are not even, you know, they are not that less important, because if I want to go a bit higher into this area, I would highly recommend to use these kind of things. But you always have also this kind of piece that, oops, can I just put it in here? I mean, I have to cover it up a bit better, but yeah, you see, it's so much easier now to create a nice looking Asian looking building. Really like also how the down face of it is done, so really a cool new feature of the game. It's not a feature, it's a piece, so to say. We also have the dynasty pieces over here that you can stick onto it. Also, I like that we have quite a lot of freeform pieces that we can build custom shapes with, so that we don't need to stick to the to the grid all the time. So I think the Asian set is one of the most useful ones. We got a lot of new pillars. We also got a lot of new little items to use. But all in all, it's not that incredibly large set of pieces, but it's a very solid one. A good diversity in pieces, a good amount of pieces in general. So yeah, I just like how many pieces and how many usable pieces are actually in this set. So it's not maybe not as usable as the vintage pack was, but it definitely adds a lot to the game. And I guess that they have been also preparing already for the Theme Maker toolkit a little bit, so that might also be the reason why it is more like having basic sets, and hopefully then the community will add a lot of new items in the future, which are fitting to the pack. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. This should be it from the little quick overlook. Let me show. Half an hour, that's not too bad actually. You know, last time that was over an hour or something. But yeah, if you want to see the more creative approach, then just go over to the vlog I made for you. Sounds stupid, is stupid, but hopefully a lot of fun for you guys. And for now, just a little reminder, there is a little giveaway in the description down below. There is a link and you will find out what you have to do. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little quick video of looking into the update and the DLC features, and I hope that you guys will have a lot of fun testing it yourself tomorrow, and hopefully you are the lucky one to win the DLC code. Exactly you, the one looking at the screen right now. So see you in the next one, and have a great Monday, guys. Bye bye.
We should be hiding out wherever we may find